Known for their violent crimes and dramatic death, the story of Bonnie and Clyde has been romanticized in books and films. We're here at Buffalo Bill's in Primm, Nevada, to see their infamous death car. This stolen vehicle is a 1934 Ford Model 730 Deluxe Sedan V8, Clyde's favorite for its speed. He stole it from Ruth Warren of Topeka, Kansas. Clyde once wrote a letter to Henry Ford, praising the V8 engine for its ability to outrun police. The Bonnie and Clyde ambush took place on May 23, 1934.
This untiring search finally brought the officers who were detailed to concentrate all of their efforts day and night to the apprehension of Bonnie and Clyde to a spot on a gravel road in the state of Louisiana. For 3 days and nights, these officers lay in wait on this road, but Bonnie and Clyde were wary.
Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow were killed by law enforcement officers in Louisiana, along Louisiana State Highway 154 near the town of Gibbsland.
It looks like a car, fellas. That's him for sure, I'll guarantee you. Get ready now.
The ambush was carried out by a posse led by former Texas Ranger Frank Hamer and included officers from both Louisiana and Texas. The lawmen opened fire on Bonnie and Clyde's car, ending their infamous crime spree.
That's him, fellas. He reaches for it, let him have it. Look out!
Death is at the steering wheel.
Clyde was the first to be shot, slumping over the steering wheel. He died instantly from a headshot. Bonnie screamed briefly before being killed moments later. A half-eaten BLT sandwich was found in her lap. Dried bloodstains remain visible inside the vehicle.
Bonnie is seen leaning against Clyde. Clyde was a master gunman. Seldom did anyone ever live when Clyde got the first shot.
Officers aimed at the tires and engine to ensure there would be no escape. Despite the damage, the engine continued to run after the shooting. Around 130 bullets were fired into the vehicle, striking both Bonnie and Clyde.
One Parker death car. Every one of these holes was made by the steel-jacketed bullets from the high-powered rifles in the hands of the officers. Many of these bullets passed entirely through the door on Clyde's side, through Clyde's body, struck Bonnie.
Inside the car, officers discovered over a dozen guns, several thousand rounds of ammunition, and 15 sets of license plates from different states. Among the weapons were Clyde's personal favorite, the Browning automatic rifles.
Clyde Barrow's mania, his guns, spiked at last by the law. 2 sawed-off shotguns, 2 machine rifles, 10 automatic pistols, and 1,500 rounds.
After the ambush, the car was towed to the Conger Furniture Store and Funeral Parlor in Arcadia, Louisiana. A crowd soon gathered. One woman cut off bloody locks of Bonnie's hair and pieces of her dress. The coroner reported that nearly everyone was collecting souvenirs such as shell casings, shards of glass, and bloody fabric from their clothing. One man even opened his pocket knife and attempted to cut off Clyde's left ear. Louisiana Sheriff Henderson Jordan initially tried to keep the death car, but Ruth Warren, the vehicle's legal owner, sued him. He relented, and she was allowed to reclaim it. The bullet-riddled Ford became a traveling attraction for over 30 years. Visitors were charged $1 to sit in it. In 1988, a casino near Las Vegas purchased the vehicle for around $250,000. Today, the car and the shirt Clyde was wearing when he died are displayed at Buffalo Bill's Resort and Casino in Primm, Nevada. Also on display is Clyde Barrow's death shirt. The certificate of authenticity reads, "This certifies that this garment is the authentic shirt worn by Clyde Barrow at the time of his death on May 23, 1934, in an ambush near Gibbsland, Louisiana." Clyde Barrow, along with his beloved companion Bonnie Parker, blazed a notorious trail of crime throughout the American Southwest. The exploits of Bonnie and Clyde, their love, their desperate killings, and their destruction in an explosion of gunfire has fueled an American legend that has fascinated generations worldwide. The shirt sleeves and front were cut by the Undertaker while removing it from Clyde's body. The original bullet holes and bloodstains are still visible throughout. Clyde's sister, Marie Barrow, personally signed the inside hem of the shirt to verify its authenticity.
The inevitable end. Retribution. Here is Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, who died as they lived, by the gun.
The Story of Bonnie and Clyde by Bonnie Parker.
You've read the story of Jesse James, of how he lived and died. If you're still in need of something to read, here's the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie and Clyde are the Barrow gang. I'm sure you all have read how they rob and steal, and those who squeal are usually found dying or dead. There's lots of untruths to these write-ups. They're not so ruthless as that. Their nature is raw. They hate all the law, the stool pigeons, spotters, and rats. They call them cold-blooded killers. They say they are heartless and mean, but I say this with pride, that I once knew Clyde when he was honest and upright and clean. But the laws fooled around, kept taking him down and locking him up in a cell, till he said to me, "I'll never be free, so I'll meet a few of them in hell." The road was so dimly lighted, there were no highway signs to guide, but they made up their minds, if all roads were blind, they wouldn't give up till they died. The road gets dimmer and dimmer. Sometimes you can hardly see, but it's fight man to man and do all you can. For they know they can never be free. From heartbreak, some people have suffered. From weariness, some people have died. But take it all in all, our troubles are small, till we get like Bonnie and Clyde. If a policeman is killed in Dallas, and they have no clue or guide, if they can't find a fiend, they just wipe their slate clean and hang it on Bonnie and Clyde. There's 2 crimes committed in America, not accredited to the Barrow mob. They had no hand in the kidnapped a man, nor the Kansas City depot job. A newsboy once said to his buddy, "I wish old Clyde would get jumped. In these awful hard times, we'd make a few dimes if 5 or 6 cops would get bumped." The police haven't got the report yet. But Clyde called me in on the sly and said, "Don't start any fights. We aren't working nights. We're just raising hell on the sly to beat the heat with the cunning and to stay out of reach of the law. They'll go from town to town and take the law down as fast as they come on the draw. They don't think they're too smart or desperate. They know that the law always wins. They've been shot at before, but they do not ignore that death is the wages of sin. Someday they'll go down together, and they'll bury them side by side. To few it will be grief, to the law a relief. But it's death for Bonnie and Clyde,